Okay, I have a story, and I'm going to tell it as quick as I can because I know you're busy, but it's going to take a few minutes because it's a great story, and it's actually about how social media can actually be good. Because I don't know if you're like me, but lately I'm like, oh, so many things about social media are not positive, but this is a positive story, and it actually you can join in on it too. And I have a little piece of my part of the story. But so okay, this all starts with Brandon Stanton, and he writes it's a blog, and like he has a book. It's called Humans of New York, and he posted on Facebook on Thursday, August 5th. And my friend Kelly lives in Florida, and her husband's originally from New York. So she texted me at like 6:15 p.m. Eastern time, keeping you on the timeline, on that night. And she said, here's her text. I want to just read it to you. She said, so latest post on Humans of New York is about Irish bar and mom holding crap together with her kids. If I Venmo you, can you go there for a drink and food? I'd fly there tomorrow if I didn't have responsibilities. And then she had the laughing, crying face. And I was like, okay. And so then I'm like, send me on a mission for food and drink? Yeah, absolutely. This is what good friends do. But she sent me the Humans of New York post, and it had these pictures. And I was like, wait, mom, 6 kids, Irish bar, husband is a longshoreman. I think we know these people. So I forwarded the text to my daughter, May, and May said, oh yeah. So May, her freshman and sophomore year of college, babysat for these 6 kids. So she's like, yeah, that's Mary. And so I said, well, do you want to meet me after work tomorrow? We'll go and eat a little something and have a drink. And I told her about the scones, and she's like, yeah, let's go. So we met at Mario's. And but I want to tell you the story that Brandon posted, because here are the words that Brandon wrote. And by the way, when we spoke with Mary, she said Brandon was like magical. She said he just is wonderful to talk to. And so this is Mary's story as written by Brandon, but these are Mary's words. She said, we got shut down 2 days before St. Patrick's Day. Always the biggest day for an Irish bar. My husband is a longshoreman, so he was trapped in the Aleutian Islands for 9 months. No flights out. It was just me and 6 kids that needed homeschooling. I pulled all the furniture out of the bar and made a section for each one of them, pillows, blankets, everything they needed. And then I had to figure out how to survive. Other bar owners were just throwing up their hands, but I had to try something. I began catering dinners for emergency workers at a nearby hotel. It wasn't much money, but it was something to do. Each night I'd cook dinner for 30 people. The kids would help when they could, peeling potatoes, washing dishes, but I'd be so exhausted every day. Everyone had so much faith in me to survive. Maybe because I keep the tough side out, everyone assumed I was okay. Nobody knew I was full of worries, but it was so freaking hard to keep the kids happy. Month after month, I'm falling further behind on the rent. It felt like the walls were closing in. But my regulars kept showing up. They ran errands for me. Sometimes they'd take the kids on walks to give me a break. There was a group of Irish musicians who would play here every Thursday night. They helped me set up an online store so that I could sell scones to the music people. Soda bread scones with homemade blackberry jam, my mother's recipe from back in Ireland. Really, it's the simplest thing, but all 6 of us kids used to line up for them. In January, a reporter named Roger Clark from NY1 came to do a story on the bar about how I've been running it all alone with my kids. And that angel, he had the anchors taste a scone on live TV. It created a big scone hype for a few months. It wasn't a ton of money. I was only making $1,800 for 100 boxes of scones. I wasn't paying rent or anything, but it was something to do, you know? I finally found something that was working. People were writing notes saying, I gave these to my grandmother and she loved them. It was a little bit of light that I needed. It pulled me forward. I didn't feel alone anymore. I was like, oh my God, there's something out there. Whew, that's just me reading Mary's words. And then Brandon popped in. He's great. And by the way, those photos that you see are all Brandon's pictures from Humans in New York. And here's what Brandon said. I know there's a volcano of big scone hype that's about to erupt, so here's our plan. Mary normally charges or $18 for an order of scones. But as she explained, there's barely any money in it for her. I do know that there's a lot of bargain hunting scone fanatics out there. But I also know that many of you are scone curious and would love to support Mary. If you fall in the second category, I've put together a special offer for you. For $30, you can get an order of scones and a limited edition drawing from Mary's daughter, Erin. Depending on the amount of orders, the drawing might not be highly intricate. A lassie's got to do her homework. Each box will also include an invisible Irish blessing that will be passed down through generations to all of your descendants until the end of time. You can find the link to the magical Humans of New York scones here. And so here's the bit.ly. So it's just bit.ly link and then big scone hype. And then he continues, and there's a GoFundMe as well that I want to tell you about. But Brandon went on and he said, Mary started crying when I suggested raising prices because she says other people are hurting more than her. So if you're also in a tough spot but want to try the scones, don't worry. The $18 non-magical scones are still available for her through her website. And that's just very simple. Here it is. It's Maryos, so MARYOS .nyc, and there's a big green banner at the top. You can see it and you can order from there. And then he closes with this. If you're in the city, go visit Mary O's at 32 Avenue A. Every Thursday night is Irish music night. May the road rise up to meet you. So Brandon is fantastic. The story was great. Kelly Venmo'd me the money, and notice she said slanche. Is that how you say it? I'm Irish. I mean, hello, my name is Sean Marie Brogan. Yeah, there's Irish in here. I just need to learn how to say that properly. But the point is, May and I met, and so Mary brought us warm scones out of the oven with Irish butter. If you order scones, you get the Carrie's Irish butter, put that on there, warm them up a little bit. Mind blowing. They're magical. They're wonderful. By the way, Mary's mixing these all by hand. Because that's how, the magic and the luck and the blessing gets put in. So, if you want to go to the GoFundMe and help out, you can do that as well. I'm going to post, here's the GoFundMe. It was put together by, some of the regulars, some of our friends. And that's the other thing. So it was amazing. The regulars, her patrons are there helping behind the bar. Special thank you to Clint and Steve behind the bar and all the people that I met. Her friends were there helping people, waiting tables. Somebody at the bar was like, do you want me to wipe down tables? Erin was there. And so May went and talked to her about getting Kelly a picture. So Erin did make this picture for Kelly. She signed it. And here's a picture of me and Erin. Or Erin and me. May had to leave early, and it was funny because Erin said she didn't really remember her because Erin is 8 now and she was only 5 when May babysat them. But some of the other kids do remember May, and May of course remembers all 6 of them, and it was just amazing. So after May left, I ordered the shepherd's pie. It was amazingly good. So here's the thing. Talking with people like that, like good food. I had a glass of wine, met some people next to me, and like I said, I watched Mary get people's names as they came in, and she remembers them. Like, I'm terrible at remembering names. And one gal wanted like a foo-foo cocktail, and Mary asked her what she liked and mixed that for her. Somebody else wanted a mocktail with no alcohol, and she got that ready. They have the I had a Guinness because I'm Irish. May had a Corona Light because she's 21 in New York. So there's that whole wide variety. But the food is, like I said, it just reminded me of home. And so anyway, if you are in New York, Mary's is, and here's a look of it. It was actually dark by the time I left because I was talking with people and they were asking me questions, and it was just so great to be in this community. Here's a look at the outside and some of the artwork that Erin has done to thank Brandon and the people who have supported them, people who have seen the Humans of New York story. And I hope that you will maybe support them. Go to the GoFundMe. Or go to Mary O's if you're in New York, or make a trip to New York, or order some scones, whether you want the $30 package or the $18 package. They really are magical and they taste so good. And I just want to say thank you to you, because this is something we can do with social media. Thank you for connecting with me, and thank you for connecting with Mary O's. And I just, all of the people there were fantastic, and we just want to support them and keep this neighborhood place open and thriving. And if you're a mom, maybe you homeschooled one kid or a few kids. I mean, she homeschooled 6 kids while her husband was stuck, couldn't get a plane. I did meet her husband that day, by the way. He popped in to fix something. But this is what community is all about. And one of the good things about social media is we can be anywhere: Iowa, Florida, Los Angeles, Minnesota, and help Marios in this community in New York. So anyway, thank you for listening. Sláinte, is that how you say it? I'm learning. I know all my Irish friends are going to send me messages now. But cheers to you, and thank you again, Mary O's, and thank you all for being part of our community. And order some scones. They're mind-blowing, mind-blowing. Or you can go to the GoFundMe.